everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a really fun tutorial. I'm going to be doing, hopefully it works out, I haven't tried this yet. I want to do a neon sunset eye. I've been really wanting to do a sunset eye. I was going to use a James Charles palette, but I recently got the Huda Beauty Neon Orange Obsessions palette, and I did play with this a little bit yesterday and I'm in love with it. So I think I'm going to try to do a neon sunset eye with it, because you do have kind of like a neon pinkish purple over here, you got a yellow, you got a light orange in the center. So I think I could do this and make this work. So I'm going to attempt it today. I don't know if it's going to be completely matte or matte shimmer. I don't know yet. I'm gonna get it started and see how I feel, how it's going. So I did want to talk about this palette before we jump in, because this is technically a pressed pigment eyeshadow palette. So I did use it yesterday and my lids are a little stained from the orangey colors because it's pressed pigment, and they have to label it as a pressed pigment palette instead of an eyeshadow palette because they use dyes. So most of the time when companies use dyes for like reds, orange, purples, anything like that to make it like a vegan palette is when you mostly see it. It's because they don't use carmine in it, and carmine is little crushed up beetles that you get the red pigment from, and that's what makes palettes not vegan. So looking at the ingredients on this, I don't see carmine in it, I see a bunch of dyes, so it makes sense why it's labeled as a pressed pigment palette instead of an eyeshadow. And it's labeled as a pressed pigment instead of eyeshadow because if you peel your little sticker back right here, at the very end of all the ingredients down here, it says not intended for the eye area. And they have to put that because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe a lot of the dyes aren't FDA approved, so they have to put that disclaimer on the palette, and that's why you'll normally get staining with these type of palettes. So just want to throw that out there. Also, I'm going to be using another product in this video on my eye area that's not technically labeled eye safe. I use this in my Pride tutorial. I'm using this NYX Suede matte lip liner as an eyeliner today. I use these in my Pride tutorial, and honestly, I didn't have any irritation with it. I put it in my waterline and my eyes were fine for that day, so I'm going to be using this today. It's a purple one in Run the World, so if you're not comfortable putting lip liners and lip products in your eye area, if you have a lot more sensitive eyes, I wouldn't recommend doing it. But my eyes, they didn't react in a weird way to it, so I'm going to be doing it today. Just wanted to throw that out there. Also, my t-shirt for today is a Toy Story t-shirt. Got Woody and Buzz on it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing a t-shirt of the day because I buy a lot of like graphic t-shirts just because they're so comfortable. So maybe I'll start doing t-shirts of the day. Who knows? Okay, so I think I talked enough in this intro, so let's go ahead and jump into the video. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I do have some staining from when I used this palette yesterday, so that's why my eyes look a little pinkish coralish. So before I start my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face. I already have moisturizer and SPF on. I'm going to be sorry, the cats. I'm going to be trying a new foundation and stuff, which I'll talk about when we get to that point. So I am going to, hopefully it works with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Praying it does. I'm still trying to find a dupe for my Wet n Wild Cushion foundation, so I'm hoping what I bought today might be something similar, so hopefully it works. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my face, like I said, while I do my eyes. That way the primer has time to settle into the skin. So I'm going to prime my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape Eye Primer. Nothing new, nothing special. I did use this yesterday and it worked fine on top of it. I didn't set it down, so I'm not going to set it down today. I swear if I ever have eyeshadows that don't lay down well on this primer, I know it's the eyeshadows, because if you've been watching my videos, you guys know this is my holy grail go-to primer. And yeah, I don't see myself using anything new anytime soon. Okay. So going in with a Morphe M433 brush, I'm going to take this pink shade right here in the center at the bottom, and I'm going to use this. I did look up some pictures for inspiration. Nothing really stuck out to me because the look I have in my head, and no one's really done. Well, I'm sure people have done it. It's just they weren't exactly what I wanted. So I'm hoping that this turns out good. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be all matte. I'm going to start it out all matte, and if I want to add some shimmer, then I will add some shimmer. So I'm going to try not to take this too far up to the brow bone because I want to have some room in there to blend out with the yellow and the orangey shades in here. But I am just going to work this really well into the crease. So now I'm going to take a Morphe M514 brush, which is just a smaller version of that brush. And then I'm going to take this center shade right here. It's kind of like a peach, it's gonna like a peachy orangish shade, like a light orange. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to start blending out the top of this pink with it. And if you guys always hear this in the background, I live in Texas, so this is like the noise during the day. I believe they're the cicada bugs. I believe they're what they're called. It annoys the crap out of me when I'm editing my videos, and I've tried to like reduce background noise with it, but it just makes all my other audio sound so weird. So you know what? I'm just gonna have to leave it, get over it. It is what it is, I guess. I'm just going back in with a little bit of that pink shade. I'm actually just going to clean off this Morphe M514 brush because I don't have another brush that I want that's kind of the size that I want to use. So I'm going to just take that same brush, go into this yellowy shade right here, and I'm going to add this or blend this on top of that peachy orangey type of shade. So now I'm going to go in with a Morphe M562 brush, which is just pretty much a smaller brush. Go back in with that lighter orange shade. This one is a little bit more flexible, so it's a little bit better for like blending. So I'm going to go back in right under that yellow shade and just add some of this and blend it. And then I'm going to also go back in with some of the pink shade and add that back in. And it's okay if you go down a little bit with this pink shade on your lid. It'll only kind of help in the end with blending the purple that we're going to add. Now with a little bit of that orange and some yellow. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take kind of like a flat shader brush. I'm going to take this, see if this works the way I want it to. This is an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. This is pretty much your basic eyeshadow brush. I believe they still sell these. This one's just like was a holiday collection from a holiday collection, so the handle and stuff's a little bit different, but I believe they do still sell these. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go in to this purple shade right here. It's like a really bright pinky purple. Really pretty. So we're just going to place this all on the lid. Okay, that's really pretty. So I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of that pink shade and blend. So now I'm going to kind of switch brushes and use that tinier brush. Or no, I'm going to go back to the original brush that I used and in with that orange. I'm not going to really wipe it off, just leave some of that yellow on there. And go above the pink shade with it. And then I'm going to take that little tinier, more flexible brush with the yellow on it. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to take this like neonish yellow green. I was thinking about doing it on the center. I'm not flipping you off, I'm sorry. I was thinking about doing it on the center, kind of like for like the sunset kind of effect. But I feel like it would be just too neon. Even though this is a neon sunset eye, I feel like I don't want to add it on and me not like the way it looks. So, but what if I add it on and I love the way it looks? You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this corally type of shade down here in the corner. This one right here. Just take a little bit of that and add it right here where I was putting that orange earlier. I really like this brush just to kind of like blend out edges because it is so loose and it's not so dense that it'll just really blend out. I kind of want to add this pink shimmer on top of this purple. I'll start it out as kind of like a halo eye, and then if I want to, I'll kind of spread it around. So I'm just going to be taking this little like flat shader type of brush, picking some of this up, and I am going to wet these. I'm going to use some of my Anastasia Dewy set. Okay, so I hope the train's fast enough to where you can't hear it. So I went ahead and added that pink shimmery shade all over the lid, and I actually really like the way it looks. I feel like it kind of toned down like the pop of that purple pink. I think it looked really pretty just matte, but I very rarely do all matte looks, so it just, to me, I just wanted to add the shimmer, and I think it's gorgeous. So I actually fixed up some of the blends and everything in it. So I'm going to go hop off camera, do my other eye, and then I'll be back to do my face. Before we jump in the face, talk about the palette. So this is the first ever Huda Beauty product that I've ever tried. I've never tried her eyeshadow palette, foundations, powders, anything. I do really like it. I think they're very pigmented and they blend fairly well, especially for being these bright neon colors. They are really good, and there is some fallout to them. It's a color palette. I wouldn't really expect anything else, especially if it's a pressed pigment palette. I feel like they are so highly pigmented, you are going to get some fallout. Even with the shimmer, I mean, there is unfortunately a lot of glitter left on my face, but we're just going to have to get over it. So I think it's very gorgeous, honestly. I used it yesterday, like I said, and I was really impressed with it. So far I'm really impressed with her palettes, or at least these little Obsessions palette. I've heard the formula varies from the little Obsessions palettes to her big palettes. Don't know how true that is, but maybe we will see. So let's go ahead and move on to the face. I went to Ulta today because I'm still trying to find a dupe for my Wet n Wild Cushion foundation, and I wanted to try this. This is the Ulta Beauty Youthful Glow Foundation Serum Drops, and it says it's light as air, fluid texture, buildable coverage, luminous finish, and a blurring effect. Let's see, it's paraben free and oil free. Marine botanicals, skin loving algae promotes a youthful appearance. Coconut based emollients help hydrate and replenish skin moisture. Optical diffusers blur skin imperfections for a flawless appearance. So I also picked up a Ulta Youthful Glow Concealer. I've tried I actually got a new one, a full coverage concealer from them. These are really good concealers. So I got this, and I also got the e.l.f. sponge to try. This thing gets so big and it's so freaking soft and like bouncy. So we're gonna try that out today. I've been applying my concealer before foundation lately just because I feel like when I try to apply it over foundation, it just lifts up and I always have like my redness showing through right here. So we are going to try to do that first. So the concealer, it says lightweight texture, medium coverage, luminous finish, and in this I got fair cool, and in my foundation I got light to medium cool, and I foundation matched myself in Ulta. I went and got a foundation that I currently use, swatched the shade on my hand and compared it. So this one I think is going to work. Whoa, so that's a lot of product that I did not expect. So like I said, I really do like their full coverage concealer. This already I can tell isn't as thick as that the full coverage one they have is. It feels a lot more light on the skin. I'm gonna try this e.l.f. sponge today. Let's see. I think it is light coverage and you have to kind of build it up to the medium. It does look very glowy. It doesn't look too heavy or cakey on the skin. I'm going to leave that, do the foundation, and if I feel like I need more concealer, I'll add more. So this foundation, like I said, they did also have a serum drop primer I didn't get, but so it doesn't have any recommendations. Okay, so it says shake before use, apply and blend using the Ulta foundation brush, not included. Start with 1 to 2 drops foundation. Customize the level of coverage by adding more serum drops. So as you can hear, it's very liquidy. I haven't seen too many people use this. I feel like the only person I've seen using it is Makeup by Ashley, I believe. And I think she used a sponge with her, so I'm going to try to use a sponge as well. Super liquidy. Okay, so well, it is a serum foundation type of thing, and it is a dropper. So I'm gonna go in straight. Okay, so it says 1 to 2 drops, so let's see. Okay, yeah, definitely need more. It's got, okay, I don't know what that scent came from, but it does have a scent to it. So I'm just gonna drop some on the back of my hand. This is super messy. They are really liquidy. Of course, they are like serum type drops. So I'm just going to take some on my sponge. And I mean, it doesn't look like it's acting really weird with the milk primer. It actually doesn't. It looks like it's not really doing anything. So since they recommend their brush, I'm going to use my foundation brush that I like, which is the Morphe Y6, which is now the M6 brush. Same brush, different handle. So I'm going to take a little bit on the brush and try it on the opposite side of my face. I feel like this looks so good on the skin. Like, I can't tell how I feel about it yet, but it looks really good. I can smell the coconut in it. So if you don't like coconut in your product, I don't think you will like this because I can smell it. It's definitely a more sheer foundation, especially when you use a sponge. So sponge on this side, brush on this side, and I feel like it definitely gave me a little bit more coverage with the brush than with the sponge. So once again, forehead I used a brush, this side I used a brush, and this side is a sponge. I definitely think if you want more sheer coverage, the sponge is the way to go. I'm going to add just another layer on this side with a brush since I used a sponge the first time. And I like to use, I don't like to change up primers or anything like that when I'm trying a new foundation, because if a primer works for me in certain foundations, then I kind of expect it to work with any foundation I try. I mean, there are some foundations where it just doesn't work and you do have to use a different primer, but I like what I like. So I will of course not just write off a product if it doesn't work with my primer. I will try other primers with it, because maybe it is a really good product, you just have to use a different type of primer or base under it. And also the same goes with tools. So this is my go-to foundation brush. If I'm using a brush with foundation, it's going to be this one. I don't like the way other foundation brushes look. So if it doesn't work with this brush, I will try it with a sponge, but I'm not going to buy like a specific foundation brush to use with a product. So I feel like it looks really good. I feel like I can still see just a little bit of my redness showing through on my cheeks. Nothing too like crazy. I think you can build this up a little bit more, but because it does look like it's a little bit cakey, like I said, that could just be because of the primer, and it doesn't look too bad. I'm thinking once I get everything set down and spray my face with my dewy set, or not my dewy set, I make it dewy, I think it'll kind of melt everything together and it won't look as cakey. I am going to go in with a little bit more of this concealer. I definitely think these two products combined are going to be really good for like lighter makeup days. Just took a little drop of each so I can blend out under that concealer. So I'm going to do my normal powder routine, which is baking under my eyes with the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder and setting my face with the Tarte Shape Tape Powder. But I don't know if you guys can see that. Like right here, I see a little bit of redness peeking through. Like my foundation picks up. It's been happening a lot lately. I'm not going to worry about it, even though it kind of bothers me, but we're just going to leave it and finish our eyes. So I'm going to go back in to the palette. I'm going to take, this is a Morphe M432 brush. It's a flat brush. I'm going to take first this pink shade. And put this under my eye. Now I'm going to take this little brush right here, the Morphe M562 brush. I'm going to take a mix of these two right here, these two orangey shades on this brush, and blend that out. For eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and use my NYX Suede matte lip liner in Run the World. This really pretty purple. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is a lip liner. So if you don't feel comfortable using products like these around your eyes, definitely do not, especially if you have sensitive eyes. I don't recommend doing this. Like I said, I used this in my Pride tutorial and I didn't have any sort of weird reaction to it, so I'm going to use it. So I think I'm going to go in with this neon shade for my inner corner highlight. I really want to use it, so I'm going to go in with that. So for mascara, I'm going to be using my holy grail, my CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume, and for my bottom lashes, the CoverGirl Professional Super Thick Lash Mascara. I'm going to move on to bronzer. So I'm going to be using this Milani Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. I haven't used this too much. I used it yesterday and I really like the way it looked on top of the foundation that I used. So I'm going to for blush, I got this since I couldn't, it was buy two get two free, so I was just trying to find something else for the Ulta product. So I got the Ulta Flushed Blush, and I got mine in the shade Cotton Candy. So this is what this looks like. So I am actually going to go in with my Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit. I'm going to take Starburst down here. I wanted to use something that wasn't just like a traditional like champagne gold color. This one has kind of like a pink, pinky kind of tone to it. Gumdrop also would be a good one to take from this palette because it does reflect some like pinky kind of tones, but it is golden. I think that would be just a little too deep for me right now. So I am just going to stick with Starburst. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my face. It's about to rain, so it's thundering outside. Sorry about that. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. Love this stuff. I feel like it's going to melt everything together. I have two options I can do here for lips. Oh my god, do you guys see just how nice like my skin looks after spraying it with that spray? It just looks glowy now. So yesterday when I used this palette, my favorite nude lip, they actually, I believe, at least it's not sold in Ulta anymore. I don't know if it's still on like the Makeup Revolution website. It's this one. I don't know specifically what these were called, but there's the ones in the rose gold packaging, and they have this color in like every finish. The Chauffeur color, super gorgeous. I love this. And then I love topping it off with the ultra glossy lip from Kathleen Lights and ColourPop and Moonchild. These two are perfect nude. I love it. But I was wanting to do something a little bit more bright, but I don't have anything like really bright because I don't usually wear pink. So I have this lip liner from NYX. This one is in Plush Red, but it's more of like a pinky kind of red. So I was thinking maybe we'll just fill in my lips with this with some clear gloss on top. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go in with my nude combo. Just go in with your favorite nude combo. Like I said, unfortunately, I will double check, but I don't believe this is sold anymore. I'll look and see if it's on the Makeup Revolution website. I mean, honestly, it looks good. It's a really good nude. Now let's add the gloss. I love it. So, here is the finished look. What do you guys think? Do you think I succeeded in my sunset eye? I feel like I'm still going to do a different sunset eye using like a deeper like purples and oranges and yellows. I feel like I'm still going to end up doing that, so we shall see. For now, this is my neon one. I think it looks really gorgeous. I really love the way it turned out. I don't know. Okay, I like this foundation for now. I'm going to have to see how it wears. The concealer, I really do like it. I think I want to get a deeper shade for all over spot concealing because it is very light, and I do like their full coverage concealer. It just is a little bit thicker because it is more fuller coverage, and this one is more lighter coverage. So I'm going to have to wear this throughout the day. It's already kind of settling into my smile lines. When I say smile lines, I don't look as much right here as I do my little like smile lines right there, kind of like dimples. I don't know what they're called. I call them my smile lines because they're very prominent when I smile, and I smile a lot because I do work in retail. So yeah, I've never found a foundation, powder, primer combo that has satisfied me when it comes to those smile lines. Normally I would add lashes, but I'm not too crazy of a lash person, as you guys have gathered. I will throw them on occasionally. Most likely if I'm going to work later on, I'm not going to pop false lashes on because I hate the way it looks. I hate the way it looks when you take them off. I just don't like it. So yeah, this is the completed look. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up before you leave and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime that I post a video. You can also follow me on my Instagram because I do update you guys there every time I upload. I do life updates, just like little chatty stories on there. We'll do mini makeup hauls, stuff like that. So definitely follow me over there. I'll have that linked in the description box down below along with all my other socials. I'll have all the products I used in this video listed down there as well, with prices, links, everything. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I will see you next time. Bye guys.